Hey guys, Kev here, and I wanted to do a sort of just overview on the Growler here. So, this isn't a review or anything, just, I'll call it an overview, I guess. I'm going to talk about the knife that I'm talking about, so overview, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so this is our, when I say our, I mean Colin and myself, Divo knives. This is our Growler model. This is the version made in the United States by M3 Tactical. And we are really excited about it. So we're going to have an upcoming pre-order on this probably within a month or so. That's the plan. I really don't like doing having a pre-order while we have another one in production. Like right now we have the Buzz in production that was a pre-order. But I also don't want to just sit on this. And it's sort of a different, not market, but it's a little different because, the USA made thing. So I don't know. I feel like waiting just means it takes longer to get these to market, and that's not the greatest thing. So anyway, that's what we're thinking right now is in a month or so, we'll do a pre-order. So these are made in Arizona. M3 Tactical has a Phoenix location and a Tucson location in Arizona. The hardware is the only thing they don't do in-house. With a heat treat, I believe, is done by Peters, or it's done by somebody in Arizona. And then the hardware is done by a company in Pennsylvania, which is cool. And as soon as they have a Swiss lathe, they're gonna do their own hardware as well. But it's all USA made. Obviously, the steel is M390, so that comes from Austria. But otherwise, USA. So just want to put that out there. I've talked to M3 Tactical. I've double checked and confirmed and asked those questions, and everything is USA. Okay, so I just want to put that out there for people. Yeah, so it's basically the same design as the Growler that's coming out with White Mountain Knives. This is the budget version done by Shieldon. This one's made in China. And you can see it's the same design. Got the same all belly, basically, blade. We call it the belly's clip. And this one's obviously micarta with a steel liner lock and 14C 28N on this one. This one's going to be $85 at White Mountain Knives. So if you're looking for an affordable version of this knife, well, hey, there you go. This one is M390 titanium bolster lock with, I guess it's kind of a frame lock with, an inlay, whatever you want to call it. This one has camo carbon inlays. We also are going to be offering micarta versions, at least one type of micarta. And we'll probably have a couple types of camo carbon available. I know we want to do these two versions exactly, but then maybe we'll do one other camo carbon for each build. And then maybe a micarta for each build. So I don't know if we'll do natural on both, or maybe natural and black. See what happens. That's all stuff we got to kind of decide shortly. But, yeah. So it's the same, 3.3-inch blade, about 3.1 cutting edge. You're looking at about 7.5. Let's see, overall. So, well, we can do this. Right at about 3.25, 3.3 on the blade length. So then if you work that out to the handle length, which is 4.25, so 3.25 and 4.25, 7.5 basically. So it's going to be a little bit over that. So 7.6 to 7.75 overall. You have this 50-50 choil that we absolutely love to include on our designs. Fits very well in the hand, lets you get up close to the edge there. You have that nice belt satin on this one here. You have this swedging up at the tip, jimping up here. One thing we're thinking of adding is Vox style jimping up here. So what we may do is either extend this all the way out or cut this back to the end of the hole maybe, and then put the Vox style jimping up here. When I say Vox style jimping, I mean this. So I say Vox because he basically is the one who invented it or uses it in his designs the most. And basically what it does is when you're in the choil grip, you can actually have usable jimping. When you get into a pinch grip, you have usable jimping. Honestly, it could be a little bit farther forward on this one. We added that to the buzz after prototyping, and it's something we want to add here because when you're in this choil grip, you can ride up to here. If you're in a pinch grip, you can ride up to here, and it's just kind of a good spot to have some jimping. So that's something we definitely want to add. These are on bearings. You have this version with the plain titanium, satin hardware, Pacific blue camo carbon. These inlays are not glued in, so you may hear a little shake or rattle from time to time. That's just the scale because it's not glued in. The reason we did that was so we could take pictures and stuff with the different inlays. Belt satin, and then on this one you have the plain titanium. You have all black hardware, a black wash blade, which we may see if they can do a little bit darker on the, or a little bit heavier tumble on it. But either way, it looks great already. And this is a black pearl camo carbon. So let me put this guy away. But it's going to be a little bit thicker than that shielding one. That shielding one is right around 0.45 thickness. This guy has slight contouring, and you're at 0.47, but it's got a little bit of contouring, and of course it's that bolster lock design. One thing I wanted to do was take one of these apart so I could show you guys inside. So I'm going to grab my Get Good screwdriver. T8 hardware all around on this guy. So you have your pivot. There are pivot collars on these, which is really cool. And then you have a screw right here. Goes into your backspacer. And then you have the clip screw. That is something we want to adjust as well, is these clips currently does not accept lynch clips. And it's just slightly off. I may be able to show you that. Nah, I'm just going to leave it in because it's easier to just leave it in like this. But anyway, I already put skiffs in here. It came with brass cage ceramic bearings like you see a lot. But I went ahead and put skiffs. It does fit 5mm 1/16 skiffs, as I always like to do. So that's great. Here's your pivot assembly. See right there. The pivots do stick out a little bit out of the frame, which at first I was like, I don't know if I love that, but I do. I really like it, honestly. Here is your backspacer. Of course, has your lanyard slot right there. And this is where you can pop the inlay out. And I don't know if I want to do it because I honestly kind of want to keep it in there snug. But I kind of want to show you the micarta. Okay, it came right out. So that was the black pearl. So let's see what this one looks like with natural micarta. I've never really thought to put natural micarta on this. So let's see how that looks. So this is the natural. Now this has not been oiled in any way, so keep that in mind. I'm losing parts everywhere. There we go. Pop that on. So let me just see if I can show you. Pivot collar. Oops. Pivot. And blade. Just so you can see. I lost the damn backspacer again. Anyway. So there's an idea of what that would look like. Now, if this was oiled, it would be darker, and I think that would look nicer. But my instinct would be to go with a black, micarta. Now, as of right now, the construction we have, these are going to be glued in, the inlays. They use a very, I think it, is it, am I thinking of the right people? Is it AB glue? At AB adhesive or whatever. It's like a two process epoxy, and once you get that stuff on, it is not coming out. So I don't know. We could switch it to a screwed in. Then you would have extra screws, at least probably two, right? One here and one here, I would guess. I don't know, maybe just one. And then people could, put in whatever they want. They could have custom ones made, but I kind of like the idea of keeping it without the screw, so I don't know. This is what it would look like with the camo carbon, or the Pacific blue. So that looks pretty good, I think. I personally do think the black pearl looks the best on this one. So that's the way I'm going to go ahead and leave it, but I just wanted to show you if I can get it out. Let me just try to be careful here. It's coming out, I think. There we go. So there's your camo carbon, just so you can see. All right, so let's put this guy back in. And they've honestly basically held in. I've been carrying these without the glue or anything, so it's not that big of a deal. But obviously I want it, in production we're going to want them glued. Let me just make sure I have a washer. Yes, I have a washer in there. Man, this backspacer just does not like me. Just wants to come out. All right, so then we're going to drop our blade in. You have the stop pin centralized there. Drop this in like that. Gonna put our skiff on. Oops. Now I wish I had known. This one kind of just fell out. Jesus Christ. This side looks fresh, so I'm probably just gonna roll with that. And that way at least I'm working a new track in. Now, here's the part. It's a D-shaped pivot, so I just want to make sure I get it in there. Looks good. I want to get this pivot in. There we go. Everything's tightening up. Get our body screw in. Centering. There we go. Tighten this guy down. This is a structural screw, I believe. I'm pretty sure, because you have to undo it to get the blade in. But anyway, we are dead nut centered. No play. On them skiffs right there. Feels pretty good. Let me just, there we go. Add a little crank in it. Pops out. Clean this sucker off. And there we go. So, pretty simple disassembly, reassembly. I mean, it's a knife, so as long as you know what you're doing, not a big deal. So, detents. So that's something, obviously, I am a big stickler on. Let me just feels like I maybe over tightened it. No play. There we go. Okay. So on this one right here, it's a little bit lighter than on this one. Now, I wouldn't say it's too light. You know, you see there, I can flick it out easy, no problem. I can fail it. Oop. So, I mean, I really tried there. If you just pick it up, flick it, it fires. This one, on the other hand, is, I mean, it's a shotgun when it fires. So, trade-off on that, you got a little bit more lock bar tension here you got to push out of the way. And, yeah, the action, I think, is a little bit tighter maybe. But these are very minute details. I would say they're within, you know, a 15% range of each other, and that's exactly what you get in production knives. So they're both good. So I'm not worried about it. I'm actually really excited. This one like tickles my heart. This one's good. But this one's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So absolutely in love with the action. I think they did a great job. The fact that skiffs will fit if you want is awesome. I did ask, I was like, can I just send you a whole box of skiffs and you install those with the knives? They didn't want to do that. I think because they build their knives to spec with, you know, the bearings they use, and it might just be a whole thing for them. That's my assumption as to why. But anyway, I really like these. They did a great job on them. That's really as far as I want to go with all that, because, again, these are my prototypes. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're amazing and, you know, all that stuff. But everything we wanted and we asked for showed up. And honestly, they blew my expectations out of the water. The grind is a flat grind, but it's very tall and comes down to an absolutely ferociously thin edge. And, I mean, that's what this knife is basically built to do, is slice. You can see there, it's just smooth. It glides through material. Now, of course, this is paper, but I mean, it's just absolutely thin. You know, it's just what you're going to get with a tall blade like that. Yeah, you know, it's the Growler. Same design, just premiumed up a little bit. I hope you guys are excited about it, or as excited as I am. Pricing wise, what we're thinking right now is that on pre-order, the micarta versions, we should be doing a micarta version, will be $375, and camo carbon versions are going to be $425. That'll be for pre-order, and then retail, that'll be obviously a higher price, probably by $25-50. We are trying to make this as affordable as possible. I understand that's a lot of money. I'm not sitting here trying to argue that $400 roughly is not a lot of money, but if you compare it to other knives and whatnot, I think we're really good there. There's a lot of Chinese OEM knives that cost that much money, basically. And I do not think the quality here is lacking. You know, it's not like you're just paying more for American. You're still getting a very high quality knife here. So that makes me really happy and proud to put these out. What else was I going to say about the price thing? I don't know. Dealers, I don't know if dealers will be getting involved here, because that margin is really slim, because we're trying to keep the price point down. You know, I think these could really easily go for like $500 if we just priced it normally. But we want to make this affordable. We want to make it not affordable because it's premium, but we want to make it to where people are incentivized to go and get it, pre-order it, support the project. Let's get a USA-made knife out there. I just think that's cool. I know I harp on it a lot, but there it is. I hope the USA only crowd shows up for it. And yeah, that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Absolutely appreciate all of you. Love you all. More info to come very soon on these. I'm going to get probably both of these, sadly, sent out to some people to check out. I know I hit up Levon from Knife Nuts. He wants to check one out. Jim Skelton wanted to check one out. I tried to hit up Metal Complex because he actually posted a video today about M3 Tactical doing OEM work and was basically saying people should use them. Here we go. So I hit him up. Maybe he'll be interested in checking one out. But, you know, I'll send it around to the usual folks, and then we'll get a pre-order going. So let me know if you have any questions down below. We truly appreciate all your support. I love you guys. Yeah, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.